Bro got sent that shit and seen straight dollar signs, man. He wasn't fucking with that shit. He wasn't feeling that shit. He looking at it like, yeah. That shit sound good. I'm finna have to cut that check though.
Can you believe that? And I got none of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not bitter, mind you.
I've been meaning to do this shit for a while, for real. I just been putting it off because I be in my head about this shit all the time. Shit, because I already don't really like the camera, bro. But like, at the same time, I fuck with what the internet could bring. You feel me? So tonight we got a video by Jay Diggs. Why Thriller was the worst thing to happen to Michael Jackson. Finna get into that right now. See what bro talking about. Without none of this extra shit we got going on today. Crazy.
There's a lot of records. I wasn't disappointed. I've been in the business too long to be disappointed with 22 million.
So Michael hired new producers, Teddy Riley and other guys that had the current sound.
I get it though, like, what? You do that shit one time, you gonna feel like you can do it again. Why not? But you just seen, man, what? That boy seen that power he held, turned him up, for surely. Like.
But Michael was paying him 5 times what he ever paid Quincy. Now, a lot of people say Michael and Quincy had some kind of falling out, but Quincy understood Michael, he had to move on. But Thriller continued to haunt him in a whole nother way. After Michael died, the Jackson estate and...
Cause like, I don't know if he gonna elaborate on it or not, but like the Bad album, but like, it don't got one direction, cause he basically showing y'all like, man, what? Like, I could come at this shit at all different angles and dominate. That's how he was coming. And it wasn't nothing he didn't feel like he couldn't do with this music shit like that. He tried it. Pursued that shit. Nigga, what? Went up, went stupid. Cause we talking Michael Jackson numbers, realistically. You feel me? What Bad was compared to Thriller, like, y'all could talk about Drake and Taylor Swift and all that shit, but bro, come on now. Let's be for real. You feel me? The shit that he was touching back then, bro, like, that's overly over the top, like. But it's Mike though. He looking at that shit like, man, what's the fuck is that? We finna, yeah. Anyway.
Sony went on to do multiple projects, like the This Is It documentary, the circus shows, and other recordings that used the music that Quincy and Michael wrote together. But they left Quincy out of the deal, and they didn't pay him his royalties. He was forced to take Michael's estate and Sony to court. He said he was owed millions in royalties off the records they made. And in 2017, the jury agreed, and they awarded him $9 million. And it only got uglier from there.
And that was chump change to him. That wasn't nothing. That was chump change.
Because in 2020, an appeals court overturned the ruling. They said the jury misunderstood some of the contracts and the amount was brought down to $2.5 million. The Jackson estate attorney, Howard Weissman, he said to Quincy, "You're the last person we expected this from. Don't you realize you're essentially suing Michael himself?" And Quincy said back, "I'm not suing Michael, I'm suing you all." Ultimately, Quincy said it wasn't necessarily about Michael, it was about protecting the work that they did together. It's just sad to see that this partnership that they had with all of this legendary music ended up with Quincy in a courtroom trying to argue for what's rightfully his.
I'm kind of throw right now, but if I heard that shit right, bro, ain't necessarily wrong, you feel me? Like, you see Michael was on some shit, he was on the same shit with Paul McCartney, like, shit, nigga, it's just business. That's what Quincy was on, like, he on some shit like, you going up, I'm seeing you going up, I played a big part in you going up, and you feel me, it's only right I get my piece, you feel me? So we got going on. My motherfuckers gonna cut the check or not? But money, bro, money come with obligations, bro. I fuck like, bro. Like, being as like an artist myself, you feel me? Like, I don't even like fucking getting paid for features for real. And I know I be missing out. Like, I ain't necessarily missing out on the shit, but it's definitely something I could not abuse, but you know, I could do it. But like, but money come with obligations, gang. I don't be having time for that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to find a way to like, I don't know, bro. Anyways.
And then Michael not being here to back him up. But the damage wasn't just people Michael was close to. It hit someone you never expect. One of the most famous voices on the Thriller album. If you've ever heard Thriller, you've heard Vincent Price. He's one of the legends of horror, and he has one of the most famous 30 seconds in pop music. Vincent Price's wife was friends with Quincy Jones, so it was an easy connection. So Vincent comes in and he gets offered a choice. He can own a small percentage of the album's potential earnings, or he can just take a one-time fee of $20,000. Guess which one he chose? Now
Took the
remember,
20
at
bands.
the time, nobody knew what Thriller was going to be. Taking a guaranteed check instead of a gamble on a pop song is
You
a
shoulda
safe
knew you
and
was gonna do
sensible
that.
move for a Hollywood actor. And in 1982, $20,000 was worth about $70,000 in today's money. So Vincent Price takes his fee, and then he watches the song become the most famous track on the most famous album ever made. He watches as his laugh on Thriller becomes more famous than any of his Hollywood roles, and he doesn't see another cent from any of it.
Michael sent me a wonderful gift. It's a
That's
framed
bro bad, though,
picture of
like-
him,
like
life
what?
size, dressed. And it has a platinum record on it and a gold record. It's in color. And at the bottom it says, "To Vincent Price, thank you so much for your help with Thriller, and in celebration of the 30 millionth album."
Bro got sent that shit and seen straight dollar signs, man. He wasn't fucking with that shit. He wasn't feeling that shit. He looking at it like, yeah. That shit sound good. Motherfucker gonna have to cut that check, though.
Can you believe that? And I got none of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not bitter, mind you. I'm not. Just hurt. Hurt. Right here.
Now, Vincent, he's joking here, but he really was hurt and disappointed because there's other accounts that he spoke and said that he felt forgotten. Now, this isn't Michael's fault because initially Epic Records owned the masters, and Vincent, he unfortunately signed his rights away. And by the early 90s, he was old and his health was failing.
Damn.
And he felt sad that he and Michael were never able to reconnect. But I like to think he died satisfied because even though he didn't see the financial benefit from Thriller, he died knowing that he was a part of the greatest record of all time, and the world will never forget his iconic laugh.
What I'm saying, bro. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, like, I ain't gonna say I'll be nervous. I'm ready for anything, but bro, this shit get back. I know this shit get backdoor as fuck, bro. And like, I don't know. I just feel like as long as you know how to conduct your business right, like shit. It's definitely ways to strategize around this backdoor shit. So without having to be backdoor yourself, but.
Now, Vincent Price, he at least got a year's salary from Thriller, but the next person is probably the second most recognizable face when it comes to the song, and she walked away with almost nothing. Ola Ray plays Michael's girl in the Thriller video. She's become a cult favorite. People dress up as her for Halloween, people cosplay as her at conventions, and she's portrayed in every Thriller-inspired video.
Stick
But
with
she
that
only
money.
got paid around $2,500 for it. Now, at the time, that wasn't an insult because $2,500 for a music video in 1983, that was a normal day's work. But Thriller is not a normal video. It ran on a loop on MTV for years. It got sold on VHS. The behind the scenes tape alone became one of the best selling home videos ever. And it got re-released, repackaged, played in Thriller documentaries for decades. And Ola Ray, who's on screen for pretty much the whole thing, she's still just looking at that same flat day rate. and she's watching the video become the biggest thing ever to this day. So she spent years trying to get a piece of it. She eventually sued Michael's company over royalties she said she was owed from the video. The case, it dragged on, and Michael died in 2009 while it was still unresolved.
It's like, I don't understand like, how you jump in something, like you knowing what you jumping into, you see what's going on afterwards, but you already signed up for what you were signing up for. To expect anything afterwards is like backwards. You feel me? Like, at that point, you just shit. At that point, you coming off like, you feel me, thirsty, bro. Like blood sucking. At that point, 'cause why you come around now? You feel like you owed something. Man, bro. Money, too many obligations, bro. Ain't had no part. I can't even say you ain't had no part, but like, bro, you got what you was owed at that time. That's it. You see it start going up. Now you start like, what make you feel so obligated? Like, I don't get it. You already partook in it when it was at the time. Obligations should have dispersed afterwards. I could be tripping. I don't know. That's just me and my relationship with this business money shit. The way I be thinking about it.
We affect the people in front of the camera. John Landis was the director of the Thriller video. And before Thriller, music videos were basically just a band standing in a room playing the songs. But Landis turned it into a 14-minute short film with a real plot and movie effects. Actual filmmaking. Aside from Michael and the other cast, he's one of the main reasons the video was as good as it was. And years later, he ended up in court over it too. John Landis's deal was 50% of the net profits for the video. And for about 20 years, everything was fine. But somewhere in the mid-2000s, the accounting wasn't adding up for him. The video was still everywhere, licensed out for games, toys, comic books, documentaries. All of it was still generating money. And Landis says the payments just stopped coming. So in early 2009, he also sued around the same time Ola Ray.
Bro, the payments did not stop coming, bro. He just got thirsty, bro, on some blood-sucking shit, bro. That money a motherfucker, bro. And it ain't even really the money, bro. It's people, bro. People do such people shit. I'm be expecting of a human to do some human shit, bro. I don't understand where we get that shit from, gang. It's backwards as fuck. But he was getting that check still. Bro just wanted more.
Eventually claiming that he was owed something like $2.5 million. And ironically, all of this is right at the point where Michael's whole world was falling apart financially. He was already in debt. His company's a mess. The company that was supposed to be paying Landis basically became defunct. So this wasn't Michael sitting there scheming to try to rob people. It's more that the machine around Thriller became so big and so chaotic, so much in debt, that the money stopped being tracked. And the only way to get it was to take it to court. But everything fell apart in June 2009. Quincy was suing Michael's company. Ola Ray was in court with Michael's company. John Landis, along with a lot of other legal battles. And at the same time, Michael was trying to force himself to get through a tour that he couldn't do. There's really no villain in this story. It's just people who put their hands on the biggest thing in music, and every single one of them ended up on the outside of it or in a courtroom over it, while the thing itself just keeps printing money without them. Everybody wants to do or make something great, but people don't really think about once you finally do or make that thing, you have to live in its shadow forever. And sometimes you don't even get paid for it. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Damn.
I got the idea.
That's wild, bro. I just dropped a song, my boy Shameless. Motherfucker called Like Mike. Long Little Goat, man. Shit fucked up out here, man. Shit not right out here. People be back, dog. I can't blame it on the money. You can only blame it on people. Because people will be people. You know, People got perceptions, egos, and contradictions.